Question 10 is a classic remainder heuristics question. In this problem, Elsie goes on a shopping spree and we need to work backwards to find out how much money she had at first. Since this is a paper 2 question, the best way to solve it is by drawing a model. Let's break it down sentence by sentence. First, Elsie spent 2/5 of her money and an additional $50 on a dress. To represent this, we draw a bar and split it into 5 equal parts. We shade 2 of those parts and then mark an additional section for the $50. This entire shaded area represents the cost of the dress. What remains is our first remainder, which we will call R1. Next, Elsie spent 3/5 of that remainder and an additional $86 on a bag. We draw a second bar specifically for R1 and split it into 5 parts. We shade 3 parts and then mark another section for the $86. This shaded area represents the bag. The unshaded part that is left over is our second remainder, 2. The next sentence tells us she spent half of the money that was left on food for $25. This means she took R2, split it in half, and spent 1/2 worth $25 on food. Now our model is complete and we are ready to work backwards. Starting from the end, if half of R2 is $25, then the full R2 must be 25 times 2, which is $50. Now, let's look at our second bar. We know R2 is $50. If we add the $86 back to it, we get $136. This amount represents 2 units of R1. Therefore, 1 unit of R1 is 136 divided by 2, which is $68. Since R1 consists of 5 units, the total for R1 is 5 times 68, giving us $340. Finally, let's look at our first bar for the total money. We now know that R1 is $340. If we add the $50 from the dress back to R1, we get $390. This total represents 3 units of her original money. To find 1 unit, we divide 390 by 3, which equals $130. Since her total money was represented by 5 units, we multiply 130 by 5. The result is $650. So, how much money did Elsie have at first? She had $650. For these types of questions, the key is to draw the model step by step, sentence by sentence. Once you visualize the remainders, finding the answer becomes quick and easy.